Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm looking forward to a wonderful show with some great callers. And I was thinking about what we're going to talk about and this evening, because I always like to have a little sort of spiritual chat before we have our callers call in. And what my guides did is, and for some of you may or may not know, I've got some amazing guides that work with me, and one of them is Jesus, and he is working with me today. And what he did is he just placed in my hand a seed, and he said to me, he's saying that right now, actually. He's saying, look at that seed, and marvel at what that seed can achieve. And he says that if you take this seed out of the hand and plant it in good soil, and he's talking about good soil, he says you can, and water it regularly. He says that you can be amazed at how this seed will flourish. And it will flourish in such a way where it will bloom and it will grow and it will prosper. But he says then he's holding out, he wants me to hold out my other hand, and he's placing another seed in my other hand. And he says that he wants to plant this other seed in a difficult terrain that perhaps the soil isn't so good. So he's planting that seed in a different terrain so that the seed is not being nurtured. And he says that there's a drought. So there isn't enough water to secure the wellness of this seed. And he's showing me a plant that's sort of just wilting, sort of it on its sort of edge. It's not looking healthy. And he says to me that this is similar to life. You know, if we nurture each other and we give them love, you know, love is our food, is the good soil, is the water that we drink with. And he says that if we love one another and do things for another, then we as a human race, we as people will flourish. We will flourish like the first seed, where it will grow and blossom and have lots of flowers. But if we don't love one another, and if we don't give to each other, then we become impoverished. Not only we become impoverished with love, but we become impoverished spiritually as well, because we don't learn how to love or how to be with others, because we're not shown that in the first place. And that's where the human race can sometimes suffer at the hands of not being nurtured, not being watered, and not being fed properly. And he says that the essence of all food is to actually have love in our lives. And he says that is the key to everything, love. And so I think that's quite an interesting little talk from Jesus, is that in other words, what he's saying is that if we give love to each other, then we grow and flourish in our world. And it's like ripples as well. You know, you put that stone of love into the pond, and that stone of love sends out ripples to other people and gives love to others. And it just sort of goes on and on, spirals out, you know, to the world. And so he's saying, you know, love is the key and the essence to us flourishing as a race, as human beings, and in life. So that's my little talk. But I have Adela in Hobbs, Michigan. Are you there?
Yes, I am. And that's New Mexico.
Oh, it's New Mexico, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, right. I think I know where that is. Well, I know where New Mexico is. I was just thinking about Hobbs. So I'm a medium, and I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can, seek guidance for you from my guides. Is there a particular way that you'd like me to work?
Guidance from your guides would be great.
Okay, because I I thought that would be the case because my the guide that usually works with me and gives guidance has just come straight in by the side of me, so I'm assuming he knew. um, so, is there a particular area that you'd like me to focus on?
My finances,
Okay.
like my work, I guess would be like a combination of that.
Yeah. So how you earn your money and having money.
Correct.
Okay. He's so what he's saying to me is um I'm just trying to clarify what he's saying. Hold on a tick. Um he's saying to me that you are it's almost like you have the tools and the skills within you to do things in your life, and to sort of succeed in life. Because he's telling me that you're educated, and I don't know to what level or how you're educated, but I know that on some level you're educated, and he's saying to me that um, there's an element of lack of confidence within you, that almost needs to be brought out, and sort of confidence needs to be given to you. Does that make sense to you as I'm just sort of connecting and getting into the groove of things?
A little. I mean, I have, when it comes to the job that I'm doing right now, I'm very confident in what I do. And as far as education, well, I've only been up to my highest level of education was high school. So I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't feel it.
But I have been told by more people that, and usually it's all my colleagues and my supervisors, my bosses always said that they feel like I'm more intelligent than other people that do have college degrees.
That was exactly where I was going. And I sort of wanted to say to you that you are an intelligent person, and you've got more capabilities than where you've sort of almost pitched yourself at, where you're at the moment. And
Right.
and my guide is saying to me, his name's Bork, by the way, and he's from Norway, and he
Okay.
is saying to me that there will come a time where you will be looking to re-educate yourself in a different way. And I'm not quite sure which way he's referring to, but I feel like there's a possibility, or you will be. I feel like the spirit world are trying to encourage you in this, will be encouraging you in this direction. But it's about you taking on a new challenge in life, and that challenge will involve some sort of qualification or some sort of education, and taking you to a new level. Because I'm sort of being made to feel that. I've been made to feel that there is a sort of a ceiling to you, as to where you can go, and I get that feeling that there is potentially, moving down the road, there's a little bit of frustration with you. I also feel that you have a grandmother in the spirit world, and she is wanting to connect with you as well, and I feel that it was quite close with you as well when you were younger, and I know that,
Yes, she was.
yeah, I can feel very close, and she's just saying to me, I wouldn't miss this opportunity for the world to sort of come and talk to you, because I feel like there's a real strong love with you, and she's showing me.
She visits me in my dreams.
Oh, does she? Oh, how nice. That's lovely when people are receptive to that. Um,
Yes.
and she's saying to me, she's showing me a book, and she's opening up a book, and there's something about this book, and I don't know what I'm asking her, what is this book? it's very easy as mediums to sort of speculate, oh, this could be this or that. But sometimes we just have to let it unfold a little bit before we go there. And she's saying to me that this book is quite important. And it's a book, oh my goodness, this is interesting. It's a book about your life. And she's been given the honor and the privilege to bring this book to this reading today. And she's opening up the pages, and she's showing me. And she's showing me that she's saying that your life will eventually take a dramatic change. It's almost like you're going along and trundling along and, tra-la-la-la-la. And suddenly you're going to say, I've had enough of this. I'm going to really go for it in my life. And I feel that you're going to make some radical changes. And I feel that, earlier I did sort of get that sense of education around you. And I do feel that will be an aspect to you. And I don't know whether it's like full blown going to college or school. I always get confused because in England we call it university, and then here I get, and school is up to high school. So and then in America we have school, which is our equivalent to university, and I just get confused with it all. So, but I know that I don't know whether you're going to be going to sort of like that sort of higher level of education or not. But I just know that you're going to have some sort of education, and sort of how that education is, I don't know. I'm more drawn to a sort of a qualification that is pertaining to an occupation as opposed to a college degree.
Okay.
Does that make any sense with you as I'm talking? I mean, I know I'm talking about sort of, the future, but is that something you've had thoughts about, or?
Yeah, and I really more along, I've been working on my spiritual path a lot more, and I've been working with like tarot cards and
Right. Yeah.
and other stuff like that. So that makes sense. It really does.
But I feel like there's going to be sort of, I feel also you're going to, I do feel that you're going to take a shift in your work, and I feel that this is going to be a really sort of positive shift, and I also get the feeling that sort of whilst you're sort of, you're fairly sort of happy in your workplace and everything is sort of going along sort of fairly nicely, I feel like there's a sort of a feeling of, is this it? A little bit of discontent, or, there could be more to life than this. And I feel like I feel a little bit bored as well. So, like
I've been doing it for many years, since 1998. So yes, it's getting redundant.
Right. Yeah, and I just feel
but
that
I help
you
people,
are.
so.
Yeah. But and that's good when you help people. But I just get that feeling that you're looking to enhance your career in a different way. And I'm being told that your grandmother is stepping forward and she's going to help you quite a lot in that process. And she's going to be very close with you, guiding you. And, it's interesting because this grandmother, I feel, I don't know whether she developed it in any way, but I feel that she had a sort of a spiritual awareness as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, she never developed it, but she always knew. She would always have dreams, and they came true a lot. Yeah. It was rare for a dream did not come true.
Yeah, she's. I feel like she's. I feel like you've inherited it from your grandmother, which is lovely, isn't it? To have something in common, so wonderful like that.
Yeah, because one time when she had Alzheimer's, it's dementia that developed into Alzheimer's, and one time she said something, and she said, "Don't act. You're just like me." But then with Alzheimer's, sometimes she would just say random stuff that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's what she meant at that point.
But I'm being told that she's being allocated to you as one of your guides, and so she's going to be working closely with you on your spiritual path.
I feel her a lot to do,
and that would explain it, because that's why she's around you. That will explain things, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem with the radio is we have a little sort of sample of a reading, and it's never really a full-blown reading, and so I have another caller waiting, but
that's
do
fine. This has been wonderful.
And it's been wonderful connecting with you, and I do wish you well in your life, and if you need to connect with me on Facebook, find me on Facebook. My name is Gail Moffat. Okay, thank you very much. Right, and I believe we have Christine in Spotsylvania, Virginia. Are you there,
Hi,
Christine?
how are you?
I'm very well. And how are you?
I'm here.
On this you're good. Okay. So I'm a medium, and I can connect to loved ones, or I can look at aspects of your life and give you guidance. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
Yes, the guidance would be great.
Brilliant. And is there, as always, we only have about 10 minutes to go to the end of the show, but tell me where you want me to focus, and we can get straight to the point for you.
Thank you. What is my soul purpose? Do my guides have any advice for me?
Did you say with work?
What is my soul purpose?
Oh, soul purpose, soul purpose. I love this sort of question. Thank you very much, Christine.
You're welcome.
Okay. Now, have you in your life had children around you?
I do.
And have you ever sort of looked after children that aren't your own?
No.
Or is it? So, but I feel that there's been a big thing with looking after children with you, and I feel and I'm being told that this has been an important aspect of your life, because I feel that you have had to look after children that have had either issues or problems in their life. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And I feel like, it hasn't all been plain sailing, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel, and I don't know whether it's sort of health or social things or what, but I just get that feeling that you've had to deal with some issues that perhaps other parents wouldn't normally deal with. But I get that feeling about you. And I feel that this has been certainly a significant part of your a significant part of your soul purpose to nurture young people into adulthood and get them on the road in a sort of independent, safe, secure way. And I feel like you've had to deal with all the sort of, the difficulties along the way in that process. What I'm being shown is that I feel that this won't entirely stop in your life with sort of young children, because I wouldn't be at all surprised if maybe I'm just surmising here, but maybe you will have grandchildren. But I just get that feeling that your connection to nurturing children will continue throughout a large proportion of your life. And I feel also sort of nurturing, young adults as well. And I feel with you that I get that real sort of sense that it's about you being, almost like you're like an earth angel, where you're nurturing people on their path, nurturing people with around you that have problems. You're quite, and also there's a lot of wisdom with you, Christine. You're very wise, and also is your father in the spirit world, Christine?
Yes, he is.
Because he's just stepping forward and wanting to add to what I've been speaking about. And before I connect with him, do you understand what I've been saying so far?
I do.
Good. So your father, I feel with him is that he's saying that, oh, how amazing. He's saying to me that he remembers you when you were a tiny, little child, and he sees you as a real sort of light in his life, and somebody that was so incredibly special. And I feel with him that it's like he saw something different in you. And I just get that feeling that as we go down the line with your relationship with your father, I feel like there could have been some problems, and I don't know, I can't pinpoint what those problems are, but I don't think it was all smooth sailing with him. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, it definitely does.
and I feel that although he saw you as this amazing sort of light, I feel that he makes me feel like he was a thorn in your side and could be sort of quite problematic. And I feel also that he was quite hurtful to your mother as well. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
And he's saying to me that he had to come through today. He felt that it was so important to come through today to he wants to apologize for his part in your life, and how he was so hurtful, not just to you, but I feel to many others as well. And he's making me feel that he was incredibly selfish and hurtful and inconsiderate to more than one person. And I feel like there was some anger as well, because I can feel him almost like getting aggressive or angry or shouting, as a memory of him when he was here. Does that make sense, Christine?
It does.
And
I know this is gonna, I don't know if you'd be able to help me with this, but I had a real father and a stepfather. They're both in the spirit world. Do you know which one it is?
Okay. Do they both have those sort of that way about them then?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm just asking him. He says, "I am the stepfather." This is the stepfather that's communicating with me. He's saying to me that your real father is here, but it's like he's too nervous to come forward yet. But he wanted to come for your stepfather, particularly wanted to come forward and apologize. It's almost as though your real father is in the wings, watching and seeing how this is going. And I feel that maybe next time you communicate with a medium, that he will be wanting to do the same. But I think he's watching to see your reaction and how it goes. He's a little bit nervous. But I'm being told by the stepfather that he is sincerely apologetic to his actions and his behavior. And he's just sort of, apologizing a lot. But back to the original question, I just want to confirm to you that you are a light to so many people, where you nurture and help people grow. And you're always there on hand to help anyone that is sort of in need of help. And that just makes you just such an incredible, beautiful soul. And I can feel my guides around me just sort of having a great deal of love for you because of who you are and what you do for other people. I hope that helps. Does that make sense to you, Christine?
It does.
Well, I do thank you for calling in. And if you need to find me, I'm on Facebook, and my name is Gail Moffat. And so just know that I feel very, very strongly that the spirit world have a deep, deep love for you, for who you are and what you do for many, many people. And they're saying to me, if only more people were like you, it would be a wonderful place.